Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Master Your Emotion and Find Your Truth. Like always, at the beginning, I'm saying about the number. So my podcast is number 21. And that's why I would like to give you some analogy and some information around these numbers. If you would like to dive in much more deeper to the meaning of the numbers, spirituality or numerology, you can go straight away after. But definitely today, if you're hearing this, that message is for you. So 21 is a number, angel numbers. Definitely angel numbers. You can see my wings, so I'm not flying away, not yet, but later on during the nighttime. Every time I'm just only flying and just only dreaming. Anyway, come back. 21. So 21 is a number of manifestation, creation, number. Say when you see that number, that's definitely the message from the angels, and they're saying to you, you are on the right path, right place with the right people. Just go straight away, and you don't have to worry about anything because we're holding you back. But also the number 21, that's the number is letting go old beliefs, old patterns. That's why you can open your wings, spread your wings. I don't know how I'm going to say, whatever resonates with you. So that's why I would like to give you this. You're the right path, right place with the right people. And definitely you're watching today this video, this podcast for the reason, because I've got a beautiful soul today with me. I couldn't stress enough. I found this beautiful so on the Instagram, by the way, it's a synchronicity because I found him through another soul and another soul. So that's how the Starseed is connected. So like a spider web. It's everywhere. So I found this, I found that person. Oh, and that's where I connected each other. That's where I just only on the mission. So I would like to say both of us, congratulations, we've done the one step ahead. So we are just one closer to finish our mission. But anyway, so today with me is, like I said, beautiful soul. And on Instagram, he said he's an adromedan starseed who plays the beautiful role on the planet Earth as an angel artist. Am I right? And then definitely he's doing a lot of beautiful, beautiful stuff. He's creating the sacred geometry, so you can go on the Instagram and you can have a look. And um, my goodness, maybe I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to him introduce himself because I don't want to say so many stuff about him. Maybe he doesn't want to share this information with you. So welcome, Andrew. Would you mind just only say a little bit about yourself to the people? No, people. I'm saying the people, to the beautiful souls or starseeds or light workers who are listening us today.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriela. That was such a beautiful introduction. My name is Andrew. I go by Andrew, AJ Cads on Instagram. I'm an artist from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. What else? I had a spiritual awakening throughout the pandemic of COVID, so probably 2021, I want to say. And since then, I've been delving into the world of the starseeds. And it wasn't until I met with some other beautiful souls who did a channeling with me, where I found out that my soul originates from the 12D Andromeda system. So here I am, and I'm just making art, trying to figure out what the best role I can play as a human being at this current point in time space is. And that's about it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So you said that was during that COVID, that pandemic time, you had that about your awakening time. That was a deeper, or did you experience something you didn't feel in this world before, or something, any kind of the things, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was happening in your childhood? Did you remember that, or you always will?
Um, so yeah, sorry to cut you off,
It's okay.
but but yeah, so I had my awakening when I started meditating a lot, and I started fasting and taking shilajit. I was
Mm.
also researching a lot on the violet flame
Hmm.
aspect of creation and stuff like that. My Kundalini awakening happened when I was meditating for about 3 days. And I was meditating on what the concept of infinity was, because I figured, well, us humans, we have a rudimentary understanding of what infinity is, but technically it's a paradox. It's like clay folding in on itself continuously. And so I meditated for a long time on that concept, and all of a sudden I started getting these massive, massive downloads to the point where I just spent probably 6 hours just writing this all down. And it felt so revolutionary to me that I had to share it with some people in some way. And so that was the best way that I could do so. It was the first time that I really understood that we really don't understand anything. We don't know what gravity is. We don't know what light is. We don't even know what love is totally. And some would say that love is everything, and love is light, and love is gravity, and gravity is light distorted, and all of these other things. And I don't have the intellect, nor do I have the vantage point to verify or deny that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to only stop you here because, like when you said we don't know what is the love and gravity and anything like that, but something came to me few days ago, 3 days ago, I don't know. Anyway, that came because time doesn't exist. So whatever that came, actually, we don't know why we came here for. Because to be honest, I had that information like, okay, I've got a mission. Okay, I'm a starseed. I came from the different planet, and I would like to help the humanity on the planet Earth. And asking myself about the purpose. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? Actually, we don't know how is our days is going to be end on this planet. How is your perspective? Did you know what is your exactly mission? What you came for it? Yeah, I would like to say like that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, I think. When I had my awakening, there was a very strong message that came through, and all it was that I'm here to help. So I think it has to do with me grounding certain aspects of wisdom from higher planes down to this level, because I growing up, I was like, for example, I would get home from middle school and I would go on YouTube and look at videos on quantum mechanics. So I've had a long time to study all of these concepts that are now coming to the forefront of spirituality. We're getting this merging as well of quantum mechanics, which is what you're into with the quantum healing, and the spiritual aspect, which is a little bit less grounded in scientific fact. But now science is starting to catch up, and it's beautiful to see how these two things join hands. It's incredible.
Yeah,
I hope that answers your question.
Maybe half of this question, because my concept was like something like of course we came here to help other souls to evolve and grow and find the truth and find themselves, who they really are, why they came for. But definitely my analogy is like, if, for example, for myself, when I'm still learning, when I'm still seeking for the knowledge, and the knowledge is coming to me when I'm asking, I'm meditating, and I've got more information, more knowledge, more wisdom, and then suddenly one day I'm just only sitting there, I'm saying to myself, I don't know anything. Do you know what I mean? You know almost everything, but you can't know everything because the wisdom is so vast. As many people, as many souls on the planet Earth, that's so many wisdom, that's so many analogies, so many knowledge, that's so vast. And so I'm like, I don't know anything. Even I know something. I would like to say something because I don't know anything, to be honest.
Yeah, totally. I've always often thought that the term "I don't know" is one of the highest forms of wisdom that you can attain, because to know something is relying on the memory of the brain. So when you know something, you're relying on facts and time and place, and that's all subject to entropy, right? I mean, our memories, every time we recall a memory, it changes slightly as well. So saying I don't know creates like a quantum vacuum in the mind, and it leaves space for the answer to come in. And I can't help but wonder if that's the beginning, the doorway to channeling, to allowing something else to come in and say, well, maybe this is the answer, but we don't know, but that's okay. We're trying to figure it out. So
because that's totally true. I would like to say, actually, we don't have to figure out, because when you're going to figure out, for myself, I'm limiting myself. We are unlimited. So we need to just only remove that blockages and saying, okay, I don't know. Actually, I had an experience. I've been sent it to the school, mainstream school in the matrix, but anyway, I've been sent it and for the helping them actually be an assistant because they needed help. And that was the autistic school. That was amazing autistic children's school. Oh gosh, that was like a lot of goosebumps, a lot of beautiful vibration energy. And when I just only come, sorry, when I came closer to those children, I had electric shocks. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on with me? That was a lot of vibration. But anyway, that was the one guy, that was the one boy. And when I asked him, do you know everything? And he said to me, I don't know anything. I'm everything and I don't know anything. I said, wow, that's so powerful. But probably those teachers at the school didn't understand him very well because anyway, we know how is that everything works. But I would like to say the autistic children, I don't know how is your point of view about the autistic children. Are they in the higher dimension or are they in the lower dimension? I know my perspective. I would like to know your opinion.
I think they're from the higher dimensions for sure. And I can't help but wonder if that's why they have so many difficulties with the systems that we have in place, because they are lower vibrational systems. They're very bureaucratic. They don't accommodate everyone. They don't make room for people. They don't hold space for people. They say either you fit in or you're not on board. And I've had the privilege of working with autistic people once in a while in my life, and it's just they're on such a different level that it's almost like they're almost not living in the human experience the way that we are, because they're so high up. They could be either really linear and super intelligent, or super metaphorical, or anywhere in between. It's such a beautiful spectrum to see.
Yeah. And somebody also to say they came here on the planet to rise up the frequency. They came for the reason. So many autistic children. I know that we've got a different background about and perspective about where the autistic children come from the 3D dimension world. But I would like to say they came here for the reason. They came here to rise up the vibration, and also they came here. That's the best one. What I taught, what I planned, I would like to say, they came here to teach us how we have to let go some aspects of us, just only accept who we truly are, because we're not accepting them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're not accepting them. We would like to change them, but it's not like that. But we have to learn and put it on ourselves. Oh, let's go accept myself, who I am, and everything will be okay. I can follow my heart, and I can follow my for me example for the with intuition.
Yeah, totally. It's oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I would like to hear something from you. Yes, please go ahead.
I've often thought that they're master teachers, because they teach in a way just by being present, just by showing up. They are teaching people not only that there's a different paradigm or a different perspective to this reality that we live in, but they're also teaching people that just because you don't have all of these skill sets doesn't mean that the skill set that you have is wrong.
Yeah.
And it's more than skill sets as well. It's more than what you can do, but our society likes to focus on what can be done. It seems like we're very much in the ego. It's all do, the yellow ray, what is that? The solar plexus, I think. But the yellow ray, we're breaking into the heart.
Solar plexus. Yeah, solar plexus. Yes. Yeah. But can you tell me more a little bit, because I would like to go back at the beginning, which is you just only mentioned a little bit, and I mentioned a little bit about that starseed, that planet where you came from, the Andromedan. So can you tell a little bit more, any characteristic, how you know, and how the souls who are watching us or another starseed will be know they originally came from that planet?
Yeah, so this is something that I'm still searching a lot, and searching quite a bit, quite often, for more information. There doesn't seem to be that much information about the Andromedans in general.
Mhm.
They seem to be very hands-off, kind of like in the background. Um, so when I did my channeling with Niyama, who you had a podcast with recently,
Oh, yeah.
um,
Oh, good.
it was her and the love beings that told me about my Andromedan connection
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
all these
That's
things.
how
And I'd
beautiful.
already built up quite a bit of trust with them. So I trusted the judgment, and my discernment told me that yes, this makes sense to me.
Mm.
Um, but in terms of like remembering past lives or anything like that, I have not gotten there yet, and I'm so excited to get there, but I can't answer that question in that way.
Yeah, I've been searching a little bit before we get on the podcast about the Andromedan starseed, and they definitely that's synchronicity because you said the ego, but definitely you don't have an ego inside you. I mean, the ego was with you because that's a three-dimensional world. They're saying I can't, I don't have to go there or something like that. But definitely the starseeds from the Andromedan didn't have an ego too much. Actually, they don't have any ego. They came here to help. So definitely you are
Mm.
helping straight away and you're open-minded. That's beautiful. And how is that happen?
And the
Because yeah,
oh sorry, and the
Gabriela.
Andromedans are quite scientifically advanced as well. They're all about merging. They've successfully merged spiritual aspects with scientific aspects.
Mm,
So spirituality and science for them is one and the same thing. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's what we should aim for as well. There will be a point in time, I don't know whether we'll be alive for it in this lifetime, but there will be a point in time where somebody will invent a machine that is able to see the quantum realm. And once we can see the quantum realm with our own eyes and measure movements and see how things are moving, that will catapult us into a golden age of, oh,
yeah,
yes, magic is real and it's provable. All of these things, all of these spirits, all of these things will be verified because it'll be this entire realm that we've never seen with our own eyes before. And most people need to see to believe. So,
yeah. Are you able to see the energy? Are you able to see another star seeds? I mean, the star seeds, like when you're closing your eyes or maybe in your dreams, are they coming to your
um,
vision or maybe like yeah, I feel it or see.
yeah, so some of the gifts that I have, I'm able to see behind people, like see through people. So any projection that somebody's making, I can see, like, for example, if I'm around people who have a lot of trauma, I can feel that. I
Okay.
can I can feel all of the issues and stuff like that. And it's a very beautiful thing, but it leaves me wanting to spend a lot of time in recluse and on my own, even though I love people dearly. But I can see how energy moves between people, but I can't see auras and stuff like that. But in a conversation, I can see, like, oh, this person is trying to communicate this, but this person is receiving it like this, and so there's a disconnect there. And I can
Beautiful.
see where, yeah, stuff like that.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Another thing what I just only found about characteristic Andromedan starseeds, they've been saying they are really not really. I'm not saying they're shy in the negative. I couldn't see that in the negative way, but definitely they know loud. So I mean, definitely I'm just only saying that no louder and they're not going outside and saying I've got this gift, would you like this? They're much more in the close space and they're doing the work. I mean they're helping but they're not exactly saying and they know showing off. Okay, that would be a easiest way. How is that sound resonate with you?
It really does. For me, I've always lived by the maxim that if you're doing the work, if the work is right and justified, then people will notice naturally. You don't need to bring attention to it.
Mm,
So, and it's just like that plays into karma a little bit as well. It's accumulating, in my view, it's accumulating good karma, by not
okay.
not trying to advertise all these aspects of myself.
Yes.
But there is a time and place, right? Like when you're asked, you should also not be shy to tell people about your gifts if you're asked. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely. That's amazing. I'm so happy you've got that gift and you can share that with others and you can help others achieving I would like to say actually the goals is not really resonating with me, but outcome of any kind of or solve the issue, the trauma, like Giuseppe said. And how about you can, if you would like to say a little bit more about the emotions, about that vibration, how you can see that emotion and vibration in your life, and how is that everything was connected with you and helping you to grow and evolve. So find yourself, okay, the question is like, how did you find yourself in that state? Did you had any challenges in your life or just was easy peasy, just only sitting? Or maybe you felt that kind of the force inside you just saying to you, go, enjoy there, and that's your mission, that's your purpose of life.
Yeah. So as for challenges in my life, I've had quite a few different challenges, like most people have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've had multiple near-death experiences in my life. I grew up with severe asthma. I've had enough challenges, let's say, to push me into spirituality. And that's what you I feel like that's what most star seeds have gone through. And from what I've read as well, it seems like most star seeds have gone through difficult times to almost like activate, like stress test the the soul a little bit. Um, and as for my, could you repeat the question one more time? I lost my train of thought there.
Okay, so is anything that you start really, really well because you're answering this question because I was like, any challenges you came over to get that point where you're at the moment. So I mean, did you feel the call or did you feel the push to find your mission, a purpose?
Yes. So growing up, I was always like, I started reading a lot of philosophy because I felt that was the best way to try and figure out what was going on. I remember being really young and just thinking like, is no one else just astounded by the fact that we're here?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just crazy to me that we're all here and we're doing stuff, but nobody asks why. And or only a few people in history have asked why. And so I started looking into philosophy and all that stuff, just frantically searching for a cause or a purpose. And then when I had my awakening in 2021,
Yeah.
that's when everything became clear to me. Uh, it's not about here or there because you're always here. You're always now. It's always now. It's it's always going to be now. So to keep mindfulness and to keep a good consort over your own emotions is a really good worthy cause because then you can begin to truly heal yourself, and when you can heal yourself you automatically start healing those around you as well,
Yeah.
just by your presence. So
Would you
I hope
mind
that
just,
answers your question.
oh yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Anyway, I love that answer as well. I hope so that our audience who is listening us, they get something from, and they just maybe that I definitely probably trigger something inside them as well. But definitely, I would like to just only ask you, how did you master your emotion, or you're still mastering your emotions?
It's always an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Life is a process of living reincarnation. So at each moment, we can lose track of ourselves and get carried away by our emotions. But then it's about how quickly you can realize that and then bring yourself back to a place of mindfulness. And
Yeah.
so it's not about mastering your emotions like you're trying to train a dog, because
Yeah.
that would be like looking at your emotions as if they're a tool to be used.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. They're like a partner that you have to negotiate with continuously. And when your partner is having a bad day, you hold space for that partner to have a bad day if they need to have a bad day. And it's the same with emotions. You let the negative emotions or the challenging emotions that hurt, maybe old memories, you sit with them and you let them wash over you and you just endure the way that it feels. And you realize, hey, I'm okay. Even though I'm feeling all of these negative emotions, I'm still here and it's still okay. I don't need to resist them because what you resist persists.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How you can see the deja vu experience? Because the reincarnation, before you're going to answer this question, I would like to just only bring you something. Because sometimes in our lives, we just only see the stuff and say, oh my goodness, I just only had this experience. I just only went through that experience. That was the kind of the deja vu. That's a repeating experience, repeating pictures in front of us or situation we can see. So I would like to see your perspective, how you can perceive deja vu. Is something, how can say in the language? Is that the life we are living now in the 3D dimensional world? Is that like that kind of the deja vu we are repeating all the time, all day long? That would be the same, like you've got the old tape and the old movie, and that old movie is coming at the beginning, at the end, at the beginning, at the end, and we are just only changing the avatar, and we're just only repeating all the. Sometimes, of course, we need to learn the lesson and the different situations, and which is only that kind. How I can see the deja vu, say, oh my goodness, that deja vu. I experienced that before, or I just only saw something. How is that sound for you?
Yeah. So deja vus, mine normally come from dreams that I remember.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can remember dreams really well. And when I wake up, if I had a dream that feels like it was real, I'll take a note of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes years down the road, I'll have a deja vu where I'm in a similar situation. And then I recall that dream and I say, this has happened before in my dreams. And that's happened, oh, so many times I can't count. I've met people before that in my dreams that I've ended up meeting in real life, things like that. So I see deja vu as like the psyche is tapping into a higher dimension for a split second, where time, like if we were to look at time like this ring, we're going around. We think we're going straight through time, but we're going in a circle, and it's
Yeah,
going
that's
and
right.
it's going and it's going, and from a certain perspective, you can see the whole all of time just from a quick vantage point in your dreams, and you might tap into a certain groove further down the track, and that's how I see it, anyways.
Yeah, that's so beautiful because that's why I would like to see different perspectives. That's why I'm so happy when the another story is coming and seeing the stuff in different angle. I say, oh God, that's amazing because that's a possibility or to open ourselves for more information, for more wisdom and knowledge, and saying we don't know even if we know something. Okay, that's a beautiful. And how about the dreams? Because when you see that deja vu, like you just said, Andrew, in your dreams, uh, it's not a sound like you just said you've got a tapping to your higher self, higher than. Oh, sorry, I just only said it doesn't sound like that. You tap into the parallel universes you've been created or the different dimensions, and you bring in that experience.
I've often wondered about that actually. So I've been having a lot of parallel reality dreams lately. I've been having dreams of like different timelines that run parallel to my life now. And I honestly think that they're timelines that are getting collapsed right now because there's a ton of clearing that's happening on Earth. I don't know if you felt the energies, but like the past couple months since 2023 started, the energies have been pretty intense.
Especially 2 days ago, and I'm still feeling now at the moment. That was like a roller coaster for me. I just only felt pretty crazy. Yeah.
Really?
How does that sounds for you? How does that feel for you if the another parallel universe is collapsing and it's coming, the part of your soul is come integrated with you because there's all the ways like grabbing that all the parts of souls, which one disappear, might not disappear, which one just only was fragmented when you had a trauma or something like that before. How does that feel for you? How are you feeling if something is coming back to you?
Sometimes it's super easy and sometimes it's more challenging. Like last night I had a parallel dream where my life took a different trajectory. And the trajectory of that life relative to the life I'm living now was quite a bit more lower vibrational. It was just certain situations happened in that timeline that brought my vibration down to a lower state. And when I woke up today, I was trying to integrate that, and I still am. And it's kind of a heavy load because it feels like, whoa, like I just lived a different life, and I'm trying to integrate all of that being into myself, the good and the bad, the trauma, the shadow, all of that. So it can be challenging, but for the most part, it's been very easy for me. How about yourself?
Oh, yesterday I had a really heavy day. I was so heavy. I was like, oh my goodness, something is coming, something is coming. But anyway, I took it easy. I had a really beautiful walk, and I just only walked 5K, and I was just only breathing and listening. That's my way how I'm integrating and how I'm inviting my missing part, I would like to, of the soul. So then when I just only allow myself absorb that energy, and just only welcome very warmly, and just only giving that cuddle and my self-love. Yeah, this morning, I just only felt so much powerful after that. Lots of energy. So yes, I just only welcome my another piece which I was missing long time ago when I had a trauma or something like that. But definitely my trauma from this life and the past life and etc. Everything is happening now. Yeah. So before that, if anyone is listening, guys, you probably will be feeling so drained, so heavy, like somebody is dragging you, somebody is pulling you back. I don't know how about you, Andrew, but I'm feeling like somebody is pulling me and saying, no, no, or maybe just suppressing, like somebody is putting the hands on you and just saying, ooh, that's so heavy. You have to release it. You have to release it. So my way of this, no judging, don't being so hard on yourself, and just only allowing that stuff to happen for you, because everything is happening for the good. So anyway, even that seems so scary, but everything is happening for good. Everything.
Yeah.
That's
Even
my
the
way.
hard stuff. Like I feel like there's definitely an acceleration that's happening as well. It seems like you can feel that as well. I notice it in the collective. I notice it with myself,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's almost like things will slow down a little bit, and then they'll pick up quite
Oh
a
yeah.
bit. And when they pick up, you notice the environment and how people interact with each other starts changing a little bit as well. And it's so cool to see because it's subtle. And if you're not tapped into it, you probably won't notice it. But the Starseed community seems to be pretty aware of it as we talk about these energies and timelines collapsing and all that stuff. And it's all being prepared for an apex of a something's going to happen. I don't know, but something great is going to happen eventually, and we're all just getting prepared for that. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's everyone is talking about the solar flash. So definitely. But anyway, we've got a mini solar flash. So our body start being preparing for the bigger one, bigger event, which will be coming. But anyway, we just been trained for the, I would like to say, generations, for the eons time. But anyway, and can you tell a little bit more for us about the sacred geometry? How is that come for you? Where does that come from? Just only one day you wake up saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to create sacred geometry." Can you say a little bit more?
yeah, so when I had my spiritual awakening and I got all these downloads, that's when I started to understand what sacred geometry was. It's a
Okay.
form of communication and their light codes. Um, it's really difficult to explain in words because that's what sacred geometry is. It's a form of communication that transcends words, similar to when you see people doing those light codes, those
Mm-hmm.
freehand light
Yeah,
codes that
that's
are really
mhm.
beautiful to look at. Um, those are so beautiful. But sacred geometry is that with mathematics behind it. So it's using the language of mathematics and the universe to communicate through visual style to the human what a function, what's going on. So when I make these sacred geometry posts, I'll often look up formulas like phi or so phi, the Feinbaum constant, a bunch of other mathematical equations. And I'll see how these mathematical equations translate to visual style. And it's very fun to do. It's this program called OmniGeometry, and it's quite easy to use as well. So for anyone listening, anyone who wants to try making sacred geometry, I'm not going to be a gatekeeper for it. It's called OmniGeometry. It's relatively affordable, and it's a beautiful program to use.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Because one of your in one of your posts in the Instagram, you just only created something that was called master prime number. Would you mind just only say a little bit more? I just only written down, but what's the master prime number? I would like to ask you about this. What is it? Because I'm so curious about it. I'm from many of the souls who are listening are probably curious as well. What is it?
So I see the number 3 as the master prime number.
Okay.
3, 3, 6, 9 are phenomenal numbers. They correspond with oh man, I'm trying to like access so much information right now. So 9, like if you look at numerology, we only have 9 numbers. We have 1 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
0 isn't a number, 0 is a value, and it represents nothing, but there is no nothing in actuality. Yep. It's a concept that we've created. Yep. But you have 3, 6, and 9, and Tesla was obsessed with these numbers as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And the best way that I can describe it is through geometry, because you get to see how numbers behave with each other and how they interact. And so that one post that I had, I called it the master prime number, and I had it written in the post, but I can't remember it right now. What I like to do is when I create something, I'll write the blurbs of text with it. So if you guys want to check it out, check out my post. But I can't keep all of this information in my head. That's why my Instagram is full of so much information. That's like my external brain. It's so I don't have to carry around all this stuff and rely on my memory and my knowledge. But I believe that 3 is the master prime number because you have, say, for example, 21, 2 plus 1 is 3. 21 is divisible by 3. It's 7. So we have these behaviors with numbers. And 7 in itself as well is a master prime number, a primordial prime number as well. Because if you look at the multiplication tables of 7, so you have 7 times 1 is 7.
Yeah.
7 times 2 is 14. Well, you add those up numerologically, 7. And you get the value of 7, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 7.
Yeah. Wow.
And so those are it goes through the cycle of all the numbers. Anyways, it's a lot. I could go on forever about this, but I just have to say, check out my post and discern for yourselves. Or if anyone listening to this is wanting to know more, shoot me a message on Instagram.
Oh, definitely. Please go do that, everyone.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Because I'm always up to talk about this stuff with people. I love talking about this stuff. When people get interested in this stuff, I get very excited because I just think it's so fascinating, all of this. So yeah,
that's amazing. Because when you saw this, that was like it brought my attention. Like, oh, what is the master prime number? I would like to read it. That you just only wrote 3, 6, 12, 24, and then 9, 18, and 21. So many numbers. I'm going to leave it under our video later on. But definitely, I would like to mention as well. So 21 is today my podcast. So 2 and 1, number 3. So definitely, this is so much knowledge and information in this podcast. So if anyone listening now, please, when you finish, just come back again and decode and uncode your life. I don't know, wherever you would like to do it, but just keep listening, because lots of is information to take it in. Wow, I'm so fascinating. So I'm so curious, when you're going to the meditation, when you're going to that trance, can you see also the geometry, sacred geometry, and taking that pictures and putting and to the creation in the physical world on the computer or something like that? Do you know what I mean? What I would say it.
Yeah, for me, it's a synthesis of many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get visual geometry stuff when
Oh wow.
It's hard to explain. Like when I meditate, I don't see visual stuff or anything like that.
I would like to give you, because I'm seeing a lot of geometry stuff, I would like to give you that pictures.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
I would like to make a photo and send it to you, and just when you put it, and then for the humans, for the other souls. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff like that. I'm just only sometimes like, oh my goodness, where I am, what is that? So everything what you've been created, maybe not everything, but the most of these pictures, I'm just only seeing in my third eye when I'm just going to the meditation, saying, oh gosh, where I am. And that's crazy stuff. I was thinking, oh, maybe you got that vision, you've got that information, that download, and you're just only putting on the paper, on the computer, on the screen, and the people just ain't seeing. That's amazing. You're creating that from the numbers. Wow.
Yeah, and so the posts that I have that are drawn, that was all me getting visual stuff and channeling that. But the stuff that's computer generated, that's me looking up numbers and trying to understand mathematics better, because
okay,
I genuinely believe we don't understand mathematics yet properly.
Oh no.
We know how to use it really well, but we don't understand the nature of what a number is. A number is just a symbol for the behavior of the universe. That's all it is. We could say that a blue square equals 1. And that's basically what math is. That's what algebra is. So it's just symbols.
That's true. That's the symbols. We are just only numbers. Yeah, that's our body is a number. That says anyway. That's a 2 + 2. That could be a 5 or be 6 or be 7. I don't know. That's so many. That's so many answers for that. That's so many truths. Somebody saying 5, somebody saying 6, somebody saying, oh, 2 + 2 is 4. So allow everyone for their own truth.
Yeah.
I would like to just only give you the last question about, because I'm still curious about your higher self, and because so many beautiful messages and you're receiving from your higher self, and you're sharing on through the typing, the old-fashioned typing. I love that stuff, because so many people just only forgotten about this. And how is that come? How is that feel? And if you would like to tell other souls how they can tap into their higher self, that would be amazing.
So the way I started is please just excuse me for one moment. I have to go, just somebody's at the door. Just one moment.
It's okay. Just go. I'm going to talk a little bit more here. Okay, everyone. Okay, happy to see you. So we would like to talk more about the higher self, how you can tap to the higher self, and how you can ask the higher self to bring you more information and more knowledge and guide you through the life. There it is. Came back. Welcome back again.
Apologies. Thank you. Sorry, could you reframe the question?
About the higher self, how the rest of the souls, if they would like to tap into the higher self and get some download, some information, how they can do that. And if you would like to share your experience, that would be great, fantastic, if you would like to, of course.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm still very new at tapping into my higher self. I can't channel quite the same way it seems that you can. It seems like you get pings or messages as you're going about your day. For me, I have to be in a certain kind of quasi-meditative state, which is often while I'm writing. I'll sit down at my typewriter and I'll start a writing exercise where I pose a question, and then I pose the question to myself, and I pretend that I'm an older, wiser version of myself that's answering back.
Okay.
And as that happens, it starts to flow and the bond gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And you come up with some very beautiful, beautiful things. And I just call this my higher self. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it sure feels like it. It feels like a presence. Like I've started to acknowledge that it's like an energy that you feel and you embody and you channel. And the message comes through, you write it down, and there you go. I hope that answers the question.
Ah, that's beautifully. So you're sitting, do you have any time of the day, morning, afternoon, I don't know, lunchtime or something like that? Is any the best time to do it?
Just whenever the mood strikes me.
Okay.
Sometimes it's at night, sometimes it's in the morning. It depends.
Okay, so another source can easily go and ask, I would like to talk today with my higher self, and then sit down in the quiet space, take a pen, take a paper, and they can start writing if there any messages would become straight away. How you know that's the messages from the higher self? That's
It's
the
hard
best.
to explain. Yeah. Um, It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. You just know.
You just
You
how
know?
you know? Because see, that's the question for everyone. Like they ask how I know, and the answer, for example, for me is okay, I know because I know, I understand because I've done the work. But so many souls got that baggage, got that bag with a lot of uncomfortable feeling, and they walking, and they didn't know is that the shadow talking to them or ego talking to them, or that the higher self is talking to them. How do you know? Did you have any experience, or maybe can you give for us one example? How do you know that's not you at the moment, just only your higher self, higher version of you talking to you?
So normally what I'll do is I'll test the voice that I'm talking to.
Oh, wow.
So I'll test it by going like, how do I know that you are not just my ego talking?
Wow.
And then the response that I'm getting now is saying, would you like to talk to your ego? So that's the response that I'm getting from that. Right now, no, I would not like to talk to my ego. Okay, then what is it you're really asking? Are you just having trouble trusting yourself? Because when we access our higher selves, it's still us. It's just a more macro version of us.
Yeah.
As we learn to trust ourselves, we'll be able to embody more light. We'll be able to discern between what's what.
Yeah.
But in terms of explaining how to do it, that's the best process that I have right now. I'd love to hear other people's process though, because there's not a lot of information on the internet about this stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely because just only separating the higher self from the ego, and yeah, you need to truly tap into your out. I would like to say psychic ability. We all got the psychic ability, but that intuition, that inner knowing, because that's all the emotion and all program we've been programmed, and the emotion was suppressed. That's why we couldn't get out the intuition or inner knowing on gut feelings out, because we just only rely too much on somebody instead of on ourselves. Yeah, that's so big shot, I just only said, but definitely. Yeah, so we need to tap into ourselves, definitely. Yeah, and then we'll be saying. But if anyone hearing us, I would like to say that was like from my point of view, from my perspective, how I can see the higher self, and how I can see it's not higher self talking to me, because higher self always would like to me shine and grow and be happy. But the another part of me saying, no, you can't, no, don't go, no, don't do that. So you'll be feeling that emotion in your solar plexus chakra. You'll be saying like, oh, that's scary, scarcity or a fear. That's so simple for me. I don't know how about you?
Yeah. For me, it's mainly about like when we're contacting our higher selves, what are we trying to accomplish really? Like peel back the layers of who you're going to show it to. Like, are we contacting ourselves to show other people?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's ego driven, and that's okay sometimes. And that's I'm not judging that or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
no,
for me, I'm mostly looking for wisdom and guidance. And it's almost like you're creating a character in your book of a wiser, older version of yourself. And what would that person look like? How would that person respond to certain inputs and stuff like that?
yeah, definitely. I recommend everyone go inside, go meditate, sit down in a quiet space, go to the nature and walk without the phone. Just leave your phone at home and you can, yeah, and then you can know who is talking to you. Is your higher version or that's your ego or maybe angels or spirit guides, whatever you would like to see. Okay. Okay, let's go a little bit wrap up our podcast. So definitely we're going uh, yeah. Ready? So what I
Yeah,
just need
sorry, I apologize. I'm fighting a cold right now, so I have to run and go blow my nose once in a while and stuff like that. So I apologize to everyone watching this. I don't mean to continuously run off the screen and stuff like that. But thank you for your patience.
It's okay. So I would like to say we're going to wrap up our podcast soon. So definitely, I would like to ask you two more questions. Is anything you would like to share with the people who are watching us, audience, and another source, mm, who which helped you overcome your challenging situation in your life? That could be any kind of the mantra, any kind of the songs, whatever that's helped you when you had that really low days.
Really low days.
Or maybe you didn't have
It's
any low days.
okay. Well, I definitely have low days once in a while, and it's okay not to be okay. We don't always have to be in high, like it's impossible. There's a law of rhythm, and it's always peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
We're never always going to be in high vibrations. It's not possible. So when you're having these low days, give yourself space and imagine you are your own child. How would you treat your child when they're having a low day, when they're really sad? What would you do for them? Do that for yourself.
That's amazing. Yeah. No shouting, no judging, just only give the hug, give the love. Yeah. Go and find a beautiful ice cream shop. Yeah, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Sorry, it just only came to my head straight away. Is any way the people, another source can find you? And if they would like to contact with you or get more information, more knowledge, and learn something from you?
I would say definitely my Instagram. I don't really use Facebook. I also have music on Spotify. So if which is also linked on my Instagram. So what I'll do is I'll give you my Instagram and maybe you'll post it on the
Of
screen
course, yes,
caption as
please.
well. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, and I recommend everyone go on the Spotify as well. That's so amazing place. You can find a lot of beautiful, beautiful, rhythm, tone, the melody. That's amazing stuff. Yeah, so thank you so much for accepting my invitation, and thank you so much for your wisdom. It's a lots of knowledge, and thank you for sharing that information with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for hosting me. It's been a phenomenal time. I'm
Thank
honored.
And I'm strongly believe we just only saved, maybe not really saved, maybe we saved, and just only awake so many souls through that podcast. So thank you so much again. Thank you.